Did you guys read the article I posted? I think a while back about the sun, and I said to you guys it's very interesting breakdown. And the person who actually created it, he used a specific or evidence from holy books and stuff, and he explains, what the sun is. And I think I included it one in one of the videos, and I said, this is the link for the PDF format when you post it into the URL, and then you'll be able to download the article. Is like 3 pages. I think it's 3 pages, 2 pages. I can't remember. But in a nutshell, he talks about the sun and the Earth, the Sun, Mercury, and Venus. And he also explained the sun is direct connection to the spirit of the sun is the Holy Spirit of God. That's what he said, and it makes sense, because they said the eyes are. He didn't say that, but that's from different examples that all humanity know about. Is the windows to the soul is the eyes. Okay, so when you look at the sun, you have direct connection. Your soul is directly connected to the sun. Okay, because the sun shines through your soul, through the window of the soul is your eyes. You understand? When you understand that, then you can understand what this person who went and did the breakdown and even provided solid evidence what it is. And I really liked, the effort they put in to explain what it is. And it's like they know what the sun is. Okay? And so I really like what they've done. People go through such an effort to explain things, hidden knowledge, and giving it to the world for free. That's what I like. I like when I figure something out, I post it and I tell you guys, what? Information should never be hidden. Knowledge should never be hidden. When God made the earth and created, heaven and earth and whatnot, or created, all things, the stars and galaxies, and they always left something behind to tell people who they are, where they come from, and stuff. They always leave something behind so people would not forget. They can find their way to the stars. Okay? And it was intentionally. Like, why you think, there's a lot of symbolism, in many books, not just the holy books, spiritual books. There's a lot of symbolism. Things that were left behind intentionally to teach humanity in order for them to evolve, and to, manifest things in life and stuff. God left, prophets left, and past rulers of the earth, left things to teach humanity what it is, and but there is a war on God for the longest time. There is a war on God for the longest time. Like, they have a problem with God, and they trying to hide God. They've done that so many times. They've done it for many years. I can prove it to you. They're hidden God. They're giving you a false God and the hidden God, the true God. You understand? And they did this intentionally because they don't want a direct connection to God. So, for example, when I started, when I get initially got targeting started, um, these people annihilated me, and I'm just reading stuff. I've never read so much in my entire life. Even when I was in university, I didn't even like reading. I only read only just to do my work, to finish my assignments and do my stuff. This, brainwashing school system, So I just did that to get the grade, And I don't even like schools because I don't think it taught me anything. Went to university for that's a waste of oxygen. University is a waste of time. Okay? My brother doesn't agree because he's a professor. He think education is this and that. Education is, you know what? When education is teaching the right thing, it's a good thing. When they're teaching BS, crap, you know what I'm saying? That's what's not really that great. So my opinion of education system is very low, But this is my point on education system, okay? People don't have to agree with me, This is my opinion. I think of education system is this. I think it's BS, okay? But anyhow, when I talk to you guys about, the war on God, the war on God has been going for a long time. Is leading to this point now where they made movies. I think I broke down a movie where I can't remember the name of it, but with this like alien queen, being surrounded by men, like an army of men. They are all, I can't remember the name of it, but if you go to one of my videos, you'll find the breakdown of that movie. Okay? And about, this alien queen, they said she goes into war 6 days and the 7 days she rests, which is the Sabbath. They even mentioned it in a movie, but they made her look like some, messed up creature, They made her look like, Anyhow, this alien queen is here for judgments, She's currently at war in the third dimension. They know this. And they're not going to tell you. They don't want people to freak out. But the story they've been telling people, they're going to tell people. We're being invaded by her. And she needs to be stopped. She's our enemy. And weaponizing all the star children, us, the 144,000 against her. Okay? Play your cards right. If you know what I know, and I know a lot of stuff, okay? If you know what I know, you will understand going against her is the wrong choice. You understand? She's not here to, kill us or hurt us and to do things to us personally, And let her come. She's gonna destroy him in the third dimension, and then she's gonna come to Earth, And I would suggest, this is my opinion, guys, and I stand firm. 200 billion time, I'm pretty sure she's not here for us. Okay? When you understand that, you do not fight. Do not fight. She's not our enemy. You understand? And they've been doing this. They've been planning for this for a long, long time. To implant the fear on humans and on us and 144,000, and then we'll go to war against her and stuff. and that's what's going on. She's here to free humanity. She's here to free humanity from oppression. You know, the oppression is going for a long time, and I already talked about it today earlier. They created this slavery and slave system, you know, and that's what it is. And you don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me. It's your choice in the end. You make the, you know, I'm telling you, it's going to come a time where you have to make a decision, and I hope it's the right one. What if you were to follow my footsteps in this? I think if you were to follow my, you know, advice, you would do nothing. Okay? And yeah. And when you understand how the game is played, is they have to tell you, you know, she's the enemy, and she's coming here to kill humanity, and she's here to do this and stuff. They did something to her, and I already told you what that is. When they ambush her before, you know, her soul traveled, you know, beyond, and she basically went to another vessel. She was rebirthed again. Okay? And now she's coming back to settle the score. Okay? And they told you that in a movie. I already told you what they said in a movie. They make her look like, you know, demonize her, you know? But when you understand what's going on, you begin to understand the truth, you know? You know what? I've created over 800 and something videos. I made like over 800 and almost 80 videos, right? But some of my videos were deleted. I didn't get any notification why they were deleted. Okay? You remember when they delete any of your videos, they always come up and they say, we deleted for this violation, for that violation, whatever the story they're going to spin and delete these videos. Okay? They deleted every video that I broke down hidden knowledge that they don't want people to know. They even told me, you know, I run into people telling me, you know, people coming on my life telling me I know some things I'm not supposed to know. What I know, I've been telling you guys, okay? And I'm gonna, when everything's said and done, I'm gonna write a book, and I'm gonna basically publish it. So they can't go into YouTube and delete any of my videos, right? Because it's gonna be published. It's gonna be something documented. You cannot just delete it, you know? And I'm gonna make this book available, abundance. You know, I'm gonna make this book rains out of the sky. That's what I want. Okay? Everybody can get, you know, a piece of it. You know? That's what I want. So they keep deleting me, you know, deleting my videos. Like I was supposed to forget what I know. No, I'm just gonna put it in books. You know, I'm gonna put it in a book, and I'm just gonna sit down and write down, and you know, everything I have encountered, everything, and what information I ran into, and stuff like that. Because it's basically controlling the narratives, controlling the information. When I post stuff for you guys to know, they go ahead and delete it. You know what I mean? They only delete things that it has information that you guys are not supposed to know. Okay? You know? And that was kind of, you know, when I figure things out on my own, I never really seek their help to figure things on my own. but then they go and delete information that I've posted for you guys, for everybody to read about. You have no right. You have no right to do that. You understand? I didn't go into their hidden vault underground and find, their secrets. I just figured things on my own. I just, using my intuition. God just led me to this. God is, help me through the process. Dissect things, figure things out. And I'm happy, being guided by God and the authority in heaven, and to, God kind of led, guided me through the entire breakdown of things, this hidden knowledge or whatnot. And it's just kind of frustrating when you've been targeted by people you don't even know. For example, these people on top, they know who I am, but I don't even know who you're. Well, I do. Okay. Initially, I didn't know who they were. I didn't know who has been targeting me, And then, because I thought it was governments, but it's not exactly, And I told you who, And so people on top, they know who I am. They listen to my videos. They care what I say and think, and I don't really care what they their opinion doesn't really matter to me, and I'm on God's side. Whatever God think of me, it matters to me, but not a human. Nobody else in this earth, their opinion matters to me. Has nothing to do, Their opinion is like in a zero, like it's a zero on the left side. It means nothing to me, So I try to not to care enough, It comes to me easily, I'm very forgetful sometimes. When I want to block you out of my life, I do block people out of my life, And I told you guys to get rid of people, they're snitches. They always put snitches in your life. I deleted everybody, guys. Guys, I've deleted everybody, and I don't want any snitches around me, You know what snitches, the Sopranos, the snitches get stitches, they get cement boots. That was for the reason, These people, they've been getting away with a lot of horrible things, spying on you, telling you, just like little rats, being surrounded by rats. That's what I've been. But no long, I have actually got rid of all the rats and snitches from around me. Honestly, I don't have anybody who can snitch, who can, spy on me. Well, they do spy on me, these people, but go and tell on me, kind of, then he's doing this is what he thinks, all of that. You know what I'm saying? They do stuff like that, So that's why I got rid of everybody. Anybody who comes in my life and I have a, underlined their name, whatever, I got rid of. And I think I advise you guys to do the same. Do not waste your time having people who are not really your friends. Make pretend friends. You don't need them in your life. Get rid of them and stuff, okay? It's these people, they don't count. They are a waste of oxygen, okay? And you don't need people like that in your life. It's like working for the enemy and trying to always keep you under control and trying to, feed you information and trying to control your thought process, and they're making you, whatever you think, they're trying to put a negative, intention to it, or they're always trying to control what you think. You notice that? So all these people are trying to, who pretended to be my friend, they're always trying to talk me out of things and making me feel like what I'm thinking of, I have no right to think about, and it's not like that, and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, you know what? You gone. You leave too. You, I don't want to know you. You know? You bye. You know? It's like that. Got rid of everybody, guys. And I've not been talking to anybody right now. You know what? I don't need people like that in my life. Okay? When you understand that, you know, I have God on my side. I don't need people like that in my life who come in my life with an agenda. Okay? Snitches, you know. But anyhow, this is what I'm kind of want to talk about. It's very random what I'm talking about. I'm talking about different things. But this is how I feel like, you know. And I think I mentioned these guys before. I don't like to create a different video for every single topic, you know. I just don't have time to sit there and be specific, you know, to create a specific video for a specific topic, you know. There's not enough time of the day for me to sit there and do this. It's very labor intensive and it's tiresome. I can't sit there and be specific. This is who I am. I always been like that. You know, I want to talk about this, you know, I'll talk about that. I can call summit in one video, you know. I try not to make long videos because, you know, sometimes I get tired of listening to people, you know, complaining or whining, whatever. You know, tired individual sometimes, you know. So I try not to do the same thing to others. What I don't want it to be done to me, you know. Anyhow, this is what I want to tell you. The war in the third dimension is going on. They're going to lose. And that's what I'm telling you. Just my gut feeling telling me they're going to lose. Because I already predicted it, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if The Simpsons came up with an episode talking about that, you know. Probably they did, you know. Well, how do you think The Simpsons predicts things? Because they go off a script, you know. Very scripted. Their reality is very scripted, you know. It's kind of, yeah. Anyhow, that's what's going to happen. Okay? I am not helping. I am not fighting anybody coming out of, heaven here to earth, and they would label that as my enemy. No, I don't think so. They're not your enemy, guys, and you need to understand that. That's all I'm going to say. The choice is yours. You were given free will like everybody else. Free will is not just given to me, it's given to everybody, okay? You make the right choices, you know? You make your right choices because if you make the wrong choice, you're going to regret it. That's all I'm going to say.